minutes more while waiting for some speakers in our room. Ada eh as di Ashabul Kahfi bisa dijadikan co-host juga di Haidar. Ada Prof. Roman Syah juga di dalam. Pak Wadir 3. Pak Wadir 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin our international workshop on academic writing and publication today. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Salatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Raditu lillahi rabba wa bil islami dina wa bil muhammadin nabiyya wa rasulah. Rabbi sadri wa yassir amri wahlul 'uqdatam bil lisani yafqahu qawli. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed speaker, honored guests and participants, on behalf on the organizing committee, it's my privilege to warmly welcome you to this event, the workshop on academic writing and publication. The workshop carries the same, mastering research planning and international journal publication, which we hope will empower participants with the skill and strategy to excel the academic writing and scholarly. This workshop form an integral part of the Pelatihan Dasar CPNS Kemendikbudristek 2024 conducted in collaboration with the Pusat Pengembangan SDM Aparatur Perhubungan dan Pusdiklat Kepegawaian Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan, Riset dan Teknologi. We extend our deepest gratitude to the host of this event today, the doctoral program in English Language Education, Universitas Negeri Makassar. Today's ceremony marks the beginning of the series of sessions that aim to enhance our academic and research capabilities through the meaningful discussion and expert-led presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's open our session by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the next session. To commence our program with the due solemnity, I invite all attendees to rise as we sing the national anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. And then will be followed by the national anthem. Please remain standing for the march of Universitas Negeri Makassar and the inspiring anthem Padamu Negeri. Ladies and gentlemen, stay on your position.
Ya, oke kelas ada yang ingin ditanyakan? Kelas? Ya. Oke,
The audio. Before you share. Yes.
Universitas terima besar dari penelitian bina sumber manusia kita tidak membebani berdasar penuh pada Pancasila untuk menjalani ilmu dari mana-mana untuk bangsa Indonesia. Sivitas akademika berpikiran bersama bukan citra pusat budaya mengambil pikiran Universitas terima besar bernama sejati maka dari sambungan saya rasa
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the next session of this event. That's official welcome and opening remark by the Vice Director 3 for Publication and Cooperation of Graduate Program Universitas Negeri Makassar, and also who will officially open the today's event. Let's invite Bapak Profesor Dr. Romansyah Sahabuddin, MSc.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, distinguished participants, esteemed guests, and respect colleges. It is a great honor and privilege for me as the Deputy Director 3 for Publication and Collaborations of the postgraduate program at Universitas Negeri Makassar to welcome all of you to this significant event, the workshop on academic writing and publication with the theme Mastering Research Planning and International Journal Publications. This workshop is a collaborative initiative under the Human Resource Development Center for Aparatur of the Ministry of Transformation and the Pusdiklat Pegawai Kemendikbudristek, Batch 1, Batch 6, 2024, hosted by the Doctoral Program in English Education, Universitas Negeri Makassar. Taking place today on November 14, 2024 via the Zoom platform, this event serves as a testament to our shared commitment to advancing academic excellence and fostering the capacity to produce impactful research and publications, particularly at the international level. I hope that this workshop will provide invaluable insights and practical strategy to enhance your academic writing and publication skill, empowering you to navigate the complex landscape of research planning and scholarly contributions effectively. With that being said, I hereby officially declare the workshop on academic writing and publication open by saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. May this workshop inspire meaningful discussions, fruitful learning, and successful outcomes for everyone involved. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much for the wonderful opening remark and also open our today's event representing the postgraduate program Universitas Negeri Makassar. We're honored to have here Professor Dr. Romansyah Sahabuddin, MSc, who is a Vice Director 3 for the Publication and Cooperation Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, uh, let's move to the last one. Agenda is the artistic interlude. That's a reflection of our rich cultural heritage. We are delighted to present a creative dance performance by the talented member of UKM Seni Mahasiswa Universitas Negeri Makassar. Times is yours. Thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful presented the creative dance performance uh, by the UKM Seni Mahasiswa Universitas Negeri Makassar. Ladies and gentlemen, as the ceremonial opening draw to a close, we invite you attendee to join the group photo session. This will be facilitated by Dr. Vivit Rospayanti MPD and Dr. Areski Wahid MPD. Your active participation in this subsequent workshop session is really anticipated, and we wish you a fruitful and enriching experience. To the Dr. Vivit Rosmayanti MPD and Dr. Areski Wahid, the floor is yours. Of course, Heather, could you help me? I help us to screenshot the. We will start from the first slide. Okay, the first slide. Okay, okay. Kali active your camera, please. Now we are in the second slide and the third slide and the last slide. Okay, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we express our heartfelt gratitude for your presence and engagement in this program. May today's event serve as a valuable step in your academic and professional journey. Let's move to the next, to the main session for the speakership sharing. Mm. But before we start the main program for today workshop, uh, let's allow me to outline the few procedural method to ensure a smooth and productive workshop. The first one is all participants are kindly requested to mute your microphone throughout the session. Microphone may only be unmuted during the question and answer session when granted permission by the host or the co-host. The second is the participants are encouraged to type your questions in the Zoom chat box during the presentation, and the question will be selected and addressed during the question and answer session. Each speaker is allocated 30 minutes, consisting 20 minutes for their presentation, and followed by the 5 minutes the question and answer. We deeply appreciate your cooperation in adhering to these guidelines to maintain a respectful, and focused environment for learning and discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, this workshop brings together a distinguished panel of experts, each of whom will share their profound knowledge and experience in their field of academic writing and publication. We have five resource person today. The first is Professor Dr. Like Raskopa Oktaberlina, MED. She is the president of the Association of English Language Lecturers and Teachers of Indonesia Elite. And also, she is a lecturer in UIN Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang, Indonesia. The second is a Judge Professor Dr. Luis Miguel Oliveira de Barros Cardoso, PhD. He is the professor from the Polytechnic Institute of Porto Alegre, Portugal. And the third, we have Associate Professor Dr. Gul L. Kolbairam. She is the Vice Dean, the Faculty of the Tourism from the Sinop University, Turkey. And the fourth, we have Dr. Saidna Sulfikar Aswar bin Tahir, LC MPD. He is the Vice Rector 3 from Universitas Ikra Buru, Ambon. And the fifth, we have Dr. Abdul Ghafur MPD. He is the Vice Dean, uh, the first Vice Dean from the Faculty of Tarbiyah or Education in Institut Agama Islam Negeri Madura, Indonesia. And also, he is the Chief Editor-in-Chief Okara Journal, Sinta 2. We are deeply grateful to our speaker for their participation and for sharing their expertise in this workshop. Now, it's my honor to introduce our first speaker, Ibu Profesor Dr. Like Raskova Oktaberlina, MPD. Ibu Profesor Dr. Hoja Like Raskova Oktaberlina stand out as a distinguished education figure, particularly in English language teaching, with an impressive education background that includes a master's degree from the Monash University, Australia, and doctorate from the State University of Malang, Indonesia. She brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to her profession. Professor Lika Raskova Oktaberlina is recognized to her academic achievement and dynamic involvement in various capacities such as a speaker, trainer, and also a keynote speaker at the national and international platform. Her contribution extend the numerous conferences, workshop, and the seminar where she shared her insight on English language teaching, education, and motivation training. Her professional journey is marked by the strong foundation in English linguistic literature and language teaching methodologies, complemented by her publication in several esteemed journals. Professor Lika Raskopa Otabalina's dedication to the field is further evidenced by her active participation in international conferences and research projects and her commitment to teaching English. As a member of various professional organizations, she has enriched her experience by working across different educational institutions, fostering an environment of learning and growth. Moreover, Professor Lika Raskova Ortabelina expertise is not limited to language teaching. She also highly skilled in public speaking, human resource development, and personality character building. Her motivational trainings session are particularly noteworthy as she has earned numerous awards and scholarship. This recognition is testament to her impactful contribution to education and her ability to inspire and cultivate by the mind of learner and educator alike. Professor Like Raskopa Oktaberlina MED embodies the essence of a dedicated educator and mentor whose work continues to influence English language teaching and beyond. To the Professor Like Raskopa Oktaberlina, the floor is yours. Adik Salsa ada di sini. Would you like to share your? You may share your screen. Assalamualaikum, Professor Like. Share. Assalamualaikum, Prof. Like. Professor Rolika is in France today. So I got the contact a couple minutes ago. She is still in the progress to join our Zoom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still waiting for the speaker. She has the technical issue now. Kindly wait. And white, ladies and gentlemen, we are still contacting uh, the resource person. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to contact Professor Like Raskopa, but some technical issue because the laptop accidentally the blue screen and hang cannot be operated, and then that's impossible to connect uh, uh, by handphone because she tried to send the presentation, but unfortunately she couldn't. But I messaged her to send the presentation uh, to to send to you as a reference for us, especially how to write the academic writing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the next esteemed speaker. He is Dr. Saidna Sulfikar Aswar bin Tahir. Dr. Saidna Aswar bin Tahir is esteemed academic and director of Research and Community Service Institute at Universitas Ikraburu, Maluku, Ambon. He is also the vice rector 3 of Ikraburu, with a strong foundation in Arabic language and linguistics from the Al Azhar University of Cairo. He furthered his expertise with a master and doctoral degree of English education from the State University of Makassar, Indonesia. Dr. Rahir's academic pursuit also include a short course program at the Northern Illinois University, United States of America in 2015. An accomplished linguistic and educator. He specialized in teaching media, teaching English as a foreign language, multilingual education, and also Arabic linguistics. As an active member of international organizations like Asia TEFL and IFORI, he has contributed as a reviewer and editor to numerous local and global academic journals. His distinguished career featured publication spanning linguistic, education, and cultural studies, alongside the world recognizing his excellence in teaching and research. Dr. Saidna Sulfikar Uswar bin Tahir also prolific author of academic and educator book reflecting his dedication in advancing language education and multilingual pedagogy. With over 2 decades of experiences in academia, he remains a pivotal figure in educational reform and community engagement in Indonesia. Let's invite Bapak Dr. Saidna Sulfikar Aswar bin Tahir, LC MPD. The floor is yours. Assalamualaikum, Bang.
Tes tes.
Yes, sudah
Oke.
kedengaran, Bang? Ya.
Oke. Boleh start?
Ya,
Stand.
oke. Ya.
Start Pak Srivan.
Yes, the floor is yours.
Oke, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor for me here to share a little bit about writing article and publishing in reputable journal. And I'm trying to share my material about writing and publishing. Uh, Actually, I've been given some material and also some course about article writing and publishing in reputable journal, but uh, since 3 years, I thought that the material is not suitable or cannot make the participant understand about how to write an article in a good or any standard article to be published in a reputable journal. So this is my past material to present about how to the standard article to be published in Scopus Index. But unfortunately, since 3 years before, the participant could not write it well as what we state or what I thought in my material. So in this occasion or today, I have to give a simple way using AI to help the teacher or students and also the participant to write an article based on this material. So I will share about how to apply it or employ AI. We can use, for instance, Genie AI. It is a simple way, simple application that we can use to write an article. Remember, do not use full or use the Genie for our article, because today there are many applications also to detect or AI detector. So we have to write by our own idea. So you may open the Google and then just write here about Genie AI. I saw many videos or many lesson about how to operate Genie AI to help us in writing the article. So here I open the Genie AI to help me to write an article. Because this is the good application that could help us to write our article in a good ways or a standard writing. After opening the AI web, we can choose the start writing. It is free. Yeah, it is free. Today, we can use it only 215 words in a day. So if, for instance, if I have an article, I'd like to write an article, I did every day, in one day, 215 words. But you can also buy this application in Indonesia, perhaps about 210 rupiahs for a month. Yeah. So we click start writing. It is free to start our writing, our article writing. Wait. And perhaps you may open your laptop to try it by yourself in your own laptop. For instance, here, so this is used to write about designing multi-learning model for MTS students in Indonesia. For instance, this only example. If you like to write a new title article, so you may click here and then start new by your own here. Click new and then click document and then add title. What would you like to write about? Yeah, here for instance, I'd like to write about for instance designing yeah, multilingual learning based on ICT for Islamic students. Yeah, ICT for Islamic students. For instance, this the title I would like to write about. And then put, yeah, choose standard heading and start your writing. Yeah. This is the title and also the component of the article already made by the AI, Engineer AI, and then we have to make our introduction. So introduction should be about the background of our writing or our page. Try to find the answer. Answer why should we study or we research about multilingual learning, or based on this title, we can choose some of the keywords. They are multilingual learning and ICT, and then Islamic students. I like to strengthening about multilingual learning. So in my new word, my first word in my introduction should be multilingual. When I'd like to strengthening my article in ICT, so I start with ICT. When I'd like to focus on Islamic students, so I start with Islamic students in the beginning of my paragraph. So here I'd like to strengthen, we focus on multilingual learning. Then I start, why should I study? Why should I research about multilingual learning? The answer, for instance, here I will write multilingual. Yeah. When we write a word, then Jenny will complete our sentence and also the reference given by the Jenny. Here, when I write multilingual, then Jenny will give me some some sentence to complete my writing. Here, multilingual learning has become increasingly important in today's globalized world, particularly for Islamic students. If I agree with this sentence, I just click accept. But if I don't agree with this sentence, I will choose another sentence. For instance, multilingual learning. For instance, multilingual learning is good studied. Yeah. Just write our sentence and then let the journey complete our sentence. If I accept or agree with what edit. I just write except here. And then if I have no idea, for instance, to continue my sentence, let Jenny will help us. But if we have another idea to continue a sentence, we may write it here. Don't let Jenny to help us, fool us, but try to make our own idea, then let Jenny read our idea, our sentence. Yeah. For it here, when I have no idea about what word to continue my sentence, let Jenny continue it. Here, the Jenny already give the teaching and learning of Arabic and Islamic studies in particular have been impacted by the rapid advances in information and communication technology. So if I agree, just click accept. But if I don't agree, for instance, I write here about what we have in our reality today, or the situation in our country, that we consist from many languages, many culture. So
The problem in the connection, my dear brother. Pak Saidna mungkin ada kendala di koneksi. We are still waiting for his coming.
sorry, disconnected in my laptop.
Oh, we're waiting. Selamat datang juga Ibu Profesor Wahira, Wakil Direktur 1 Program Pasca Sarjana Universitas Negeri Makassar. Selamat datang Ibu.
Hello, Pandi?
Ya, silakan.
Still disconnected.
Okay. That's visible now. Yes. You may continue, my dear brother.
Okay, we will continue our subject about how to write using Gen AI, and then try to write our idea, and then let any complete our idea. But remember, don't let Jenny help us fully. Our similarity, our
That's unstable connection, I think. Still waiting, and also for some the next resource person that's talking about AI. I think that's very interesting to discuss right now. This really help us to map and to use this strategy in our academic writing. I think that's very interesting to be used, but be careful about the ethical consideration in in writing through AI. There was some expert, I think, has introduced about AI, not only Gen AI, but also still many other commonly we use like ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT is the smartest, the the clever ones to be used to support our academic writing and publication. But remember about the plagiarism checker, and also the ethical consideration before sending to the OGS. Dr. Said Fikir, are you there?
yeah. Wait,
Ah, yes,
I'm still
we are
trying
waiting.
to
We are waiting. We are
join.
waiting. Yeah, we are
Yeah.
waiting. Pak Hanafi Velu, apa kabar, Pak?
Oh, Assalamualaikum, Pak Dokter. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, luar biasa.
Nice to meet you, Pak Dokter.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for inviting me to join with your activity, your program.
Sharing. I think that's the key and the objective of this workshop. Thank you so much for. That's really honored to have you today.
You are welcome, Doctor.
There's one thing for the technical issue solved by Dr. Saidna Sulfikar Aswar bin Tahir. And to all the participants from the various university and also affiliation who joined today, thank you so much. We have also a lecture from the Universitas Tomakaka in Mamuju, Ibu Munawar. Thank you so much for your coming. Have you solved, Bapak Dr. Saidna Sulfikar? Is there any problem?
Sorry, I thought that there is a problem in my laptop, so
No, in rush. We are still waiting for your uh, interesting presentation. I think that's really help us as a new strategy to write academic writing for the publication actually, and really help us as a student and academia. Uh, as additional information, ladies and gentlemen, I have also convened Dr. Gul Bayram, and then he will join and sharing her expertise to us, the strategy to write academic writing, and also for the publication strategy. She is editor board in Scopus and also the in WOS in Springer, and also some reputable journal, international journal. Uh, we have uh, Professor Luis Cardoso from Portugal. He will share us his expertise strategy in academic writing, especially how to use AI to support our academic writing and the publication. And the last, we have Dr. Abdul Ghafur. Dr. Abdul Ghafur is a member of OKARA. He is editor-in-chief OKARA Journal in Iyahyang, Madura, Sinta 2. He will share about the strategy to publish in the reputable journal, especially in the Sinta 2, I think. Okay, Doctor. Okay, Pak Saidna. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Kak. You're in the screen now.
Yeah, okay. Then we will continue our subject about employing GenAI in writing our reputable article to be published. Here, just let Jenny complete our sentence. If we have no idea, then if you agree with what given by Jenny, only put accept. Then the good help from Jenny is it will provide us some good references in our article. For instance, here I accept what given by Jenny here. Yeah, here we can see that the reference provided by Jenny is 2017. So we may choose, we may change the reference with the new one. The new, if we need the new reference, for instance, 2023 or 24, we just click cite here and then choose the new reference about what's stated in this paragraph. For instance, here, when I see 2021, I will employ the 2021, so I just change it with the reference that provided by Jenny here. So it is a simple way that Jenny gave us some help. And then remember that in our background, we should also state about some previous study in this field. For instance, I will write here some previous related or previous studies, previous research. Researchers studied studies. Yeah. Some previous researchers studied about multilingual learning in our background. Don't forget to write this paragraph in our article. Yeah. For instance, here Rahmi et al. And also Sulaiman 2015. So if we agree with this sentence, just click accept. And if we have another idea, we may change our idea, our writing, our paragraph. And also, if we don't agree about this situation, it is an all situation put in our article. So we may choose, we may change with a new one by click cite here, cite, and then we may find a new one. For instance, here, yeah, the new one is only 2020. So I just click cite, and then the site will put in our article. Yeah. So don't forget to write in our background about why should we study about, why should we research about multilingual learning, and also some previous research finding in this subject, and try to find the gap between the previous studies and ours. For instance, here, the previous results find that the multilingual learning is could be applied in pesantren school. but they didn't study about how to implement multilingual learning in MTS madrasah school, or perhaps in general school or government school. So try to find the gap, try to find the other area the previous researcher did not touch that. Yeah, try to find the gap between what they have studied before and what they didn't touch in their study. So put here after explaining about the difference about the previous studies. Show the differences between the previous studies and yours. And after that, you may also use by writing about your previous observation, your preliminary study in the schools or in the field of study. Just put in your research. Yeah. For instance, I will write about uh, yeah. If you don't have the idea about the gap between the previous study and our, you may write the gap between the previous study and the recent study study uh, in in and then let Jenny complete our sentence. Yeah, this is the application that help us much to complete our area. Yeah. If you accept, then click accept what stated, what added by Jenny in our article. And also in our background, we have to know or recognize the model of introduction or background in our paradigm, research paradigm. If we use positivism or quantitative, so the model should be used in our background or our introduction is called by deficiencies model. So if we use the qualitative or post-positivism paradigm, so the form or the model of our introduction called by phenomenology model. Yeah. So if I use the quantitative, so I will use the gap and also the uh, uh, deficiencies from the previous researcher. Yeah. So just write the deficiencies. Let Jenny complete our sentence, but remember, if we use the free of Jenny, we just we could write about 215 in a day, and we will continue it in the next day. So Jenny will give us many helps in arranging our new citation, references, and also help us in writing about the background of our study and also the difference between the previous studies and our with our recent study, and also we could explore about the gap and the deficiencies between the previous studies and also the recent study. So don't use full help of Jenny, but try to use or employ your own idea. Yeah. So if you have finished your introduction, or for here, because I use the free one, so this is only 2,215, and then I will continue it for the next day. But don't be afraid. So we can continue in the next day in our introduction, or also in the next of our subtopic of our article. So the next day I will write about the effectiveness, or here, if I don't agree with these things, we can delete it. We come to the literature review, and then methodology, and also the journey will help us in arranging our result and our discussion and conclusion. By applying Jenny, our reference will arrange it well, like we use Mendeley, So the references here are rearranged like Mendeley. After using, or after writing full the article, we may save our article into the file or document Word. After we save the document, the reference will be shown like a Mendeley. Yeah, we may export here, export our article into the Word file or the HTML, yeah, HTML. Yeah, and most of us will save us in Word file. So when we save this file, the reference in our article will arrange it well, like we use Mendeley. So this is the short subject about how to employ Jenny, because I also use the free one, so I will write the article in a day only 215 words. I will continue it in the next days, but we may buy it in Indonesia only 200 and yeah, about 200 and 16 or 13 or 13, 213 rupiahs, yeah, for a month. Yeah, this will help us very much in our article. So if we use the journey using only using also our own idea, it will avoid us from the plagiarism. For instance, here we will use the originality AI. For instance, we will use originality AI. Yeah. What I have wrote in Jenny here, I will try to detect it by originality AI. This is originality. So I try to copy what I wrote in Jenny. Yeah, try to try to copy and paste, and we may upload a file and also use a free. not be copied. Yeah. Yeah. Try the similarity of AI detect by using originality detector here. And we paste our article here, and then we try to scan it to find out the similarity or plagiarism of our, for instance, I will use the sentence, yeah, when we use the originality AI to detect our similarities, yeah, this application will show us that 19% is generated by AI application. So avoid our article using Johnny by fully apply the Jenny helps. Try to make your own idea also, then accept a little sentence that provided by Jenny. Yeah. But don't forget, there are also some application to humanize our article from the detector. For instance, we will use the application of Higgs, yeah, uh, Higgs bypass detector. Yeah, this is also the application will help us to bypass our plagiarism check. Yeah. Yeah, for instance, copy, I will copy the sentence from the instance. Yeah, for instance, I will paste
Ya.
the sentence here, and we will check about the similarity that find by AI.
Just gentle reminder, my dearest
Yes.
brother, you still have 5 minutes left.
Yeah. Okay. And then click humanize our article, because before those sentences detected as AI creator. So try to humanize our sentences using this application. Continue. Continue. Go. Yeah. This the application will help us to humanize our article using AI. So should enter using our email. Yeah. Uh, Further, you will try by yourself by enter using your email and then enter the code given by XAI and then humanize your sentences and it will show paraphrase our sentence and avoid us from the AI detector. So to humanize using our email and wait for a second to see the result of rephrase by Hicks. And we can compare between before and after. Before humanize, before humanize our article using AI and after. Yeah, for instance here, thing, yeah. Hicks AI will paraphrase the sentences and avoid us from the uh, plagiarism checker or AI detector. So if we use AI, we have to use AI detector and also using some application to avoid us or to paraphrase what we copy paste or what we write using AI. Using Higgs or there are many there are some AI applications should be avoid us from detector. AI detector. Yeah. I think that's all a short subject and lesson about how to use the AI and then how to check our article that we provided by AI using AI detector and then how to humanize our article that's provided by AI into a human article and human idea using Higgs AI. I think that's all my presentation and back to moderator Pak Andreas. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this wonderful and insightful presentation, my dear brother, Dr. Said Nasrul Fikar Aswar bin Tahir, LCMPD. That's really helped us, and I think some of us also as a new strategy and media to support and help us to make preparation for academic writing, I think, forward. Okay, we'll give a floor to the audience. Maybe you have one question to the presentation today. You may type in the chat box or raise your hand. The host or co-host will allow you to open your microphone, please. Okay, we have, I think, one question from the floor, Dr. Saidna Sulfikar Aswarbin. So, the platforms uh, is should be pay, I think. That's free to be used or should be pay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Andi. If we using AI, Genie AI is also free, but remember that only 215 words in a day. So we can
That's limitation, I think.
write,
Yeah.
limitation. But
Yes.
if you want to use a premium, we can
Mm-mm.
buy
Unlimited.
213 for a
Oh,
month. Yeah,
4 months,
Yeah,
250
for a month.
words for a month.
And
Wow,
for a
that's
month,
that's
only
great.
213 rupees.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, thank you. That's really great. Thank
And
you so much. I
also,
think, yeah.
and also AI detector is also free. Up to date, it's still free, but I
Mhm.
don't think about the
Another for the next
next
day we
month
should
or
pay.
the next day. Yeah, it will be
Mm. Okay,
also
thank you so much.
limited. Limited.
That's really wonderful. Today we have the introduction of one of the platform called Genie AI, and also that's platform help us uh, to map our brain and also to develop our sentence in starting our academic writing, and then after that don't use all of the sentences made by the Jin and I, but you have to check by the plagiarism checker or humanize it before submitted to OGS. I think that's really wonderful, and thank you so much in the name of the postgraduate program of Universitas Negeri Makassar. That's really honored to have you, and hopefully the next event we will collaborate also you to you between Universitas Negeri Makassar and also Universitas Ikrabu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear brother. Thank you.
You're welcome, Pandi. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the next session. We have here our my dear sister and also my dear professor, Dr. Gul Elkor Bayram. He is associate professor and vice dean at the tourism faculty of University Turkey. She holds a PhD in tourism management from Sakarya University with over 7 years of professional experience in tourism industry, including roles of a licensed tour guide, guest relation manager, and also the travel consultant. She has developed expertise in organizational, behavioral, cultural tourism, entrepreneurship, and women empowerment, and also the sustainable tourism. Dr. Gul Alkor Bayram is a prolific scholar with the numerous international publication, including book chapters, and also journal article focusing on tourism management, sustainability, and green practices. She served on editor board of prominent academic journals such as Journal of Tourismology and Journal of Family Business Management. She is also a member of international association like the International Federation of Information Technology in Travel and Tourism. Dr. Gul Albayram is actively engaged in academic service, chairing dissertation committee, and leading project on ecotourism and women entrepreneurship. She frequently delivers keynote speeches at the global conferences and contribute to the capacity building program in tourism education. Her teaching portfolio included courses on quality management, tourism ethics, anthropological civilization, and archaeology. Fluent in English with intermediate proficiency in Spanish, Dr. Alcol Byron is committed to advancing research and education in tourism and hospitality sector while fostering sustainable practices. Dear my sister, Dr. Elko Bayram, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, my dearest brother. Today I have a great pleasure being invited by you. Sometimes some person is so valuable and means too much for us, and you are one of them also in my life. Your generosity, humbleness, and greatness is so valuable for me. I would like to share my experiences regarding our research interests and methodologies and techniques. By giving this information, I would like to highlight what is the tip for journals and PhD thesis, since from 2024, I have 12 or 14 paper, and half of them is Q1 journals, and most of them indexing Scopus and SG journals. Maybe we can check our slides. Firstly, we can start with the definition of research. Why do we make a research? The definition of is that a careful investigation for a new effects in any branch of knowledge. It can be all areas and all disciplines. According to the one of the eminent scholars in social and sciences area, Redman and Morris said that research is a systematic effort to gain new knowledge. We can understand from that if we want to get meaningful research, meaningful outputs and findings, we have to make regular efforts during this process. And according to the Clifford and Woody, research defining and redefining some problems, formulating hypotheses and objective, collecting, organizing, and evaluating data, making deductions and reaching conclusions, and testing these conclusions to determine whether they fit formulating hypotheses or objectives. These steps is so important when we are doing research for main reason. I can summarize that. Firstly, we have an idea, and this idea has a new one. We cannot research for previous suggestions or previous, conclusions. We have to an aim to make a research for a problem or for an idea, for a new issues. For this, before we start making research, we have some hypotheses or objectives. This means that why we need a research, what the expectation of our research after we finalize our data. And this is mostly related with previous literature. So in all research, there is a section is literature review. This means that previous research has done some conclusions and some steps, and our new research will follow their paths and their ideas and their solutions. But the difference between previous research is that we have to put new contribution to the previous data related our topics. And then we have to collect data. Sometimes it is quantitative, sometimes it is qualitative. Maybe if we have more times, I would like to explain all of them step by step, since this is two big topics in the research interest. We have to make a research, not maybe online, it can be in person, to understand the science of literature review and collecting data and organizing and evaluating, formulating and hypotheses, and making deductions and reaching conclusions, the testing these conclusions to determine whether they fit the formulating hypotheses and objectives. What is the reason of making research? Firstly, we have a desire to get a research degree along with its consequential benefits. And also, we have a desire to face challenge in solving the unsolved problem. To explore the unsolved problems, we have to read too much paper related our area. For example, job performance is a good topic and is a trendy topic and mostly research area. But if we wish to understand the job performance in our region and in our management as a researcher, maybe we have to read and check the unsolved issues in the literature. And then we have the desire to get intellectual joy of doing something creative work. Doing research is mostly related with willingness and loving this job. I cannot assume that all academics has to aim making research even nights and even the very early day of the morning. So it is not mostly related with, it is a normal job like other job description. Being an academic is very different and is very complex issues. We can work in any time of the day, maybe in the weekend or maybe in the holiday. It is mostly related with unsuitable times. And desire to be of service to society, we have a role to highlight any things or our society. Maybe in your daily life, you can see some problems in your society, on your family, and on your region and country. It is a great light for you to make a research because there is a problem and there is a unsolved issues that needs to be highlighted and clarified. Desire to get respectability and directives of government and employment and conditions. And secondly, we have to improve methods, demand of job, form, finally, publication and patent the desire of making research. I know that being an academic is having a hard way, means having a hard way, since we have too much job description and duties. Some of them is related, teaching and giving lecture and also doing some office works. Besides, we have to make a research, article, books, and patents and project. This is a very complex and big issues in our life. And firstly, we can start to research choosing a subject. It is mostly related based on an idea. Secondly, it is based on our experiences and based on our reading. Finally, when we dealing with 3 issues, we don't forget our paper has to be original. Our topic that we choose won't be same with previous research and previous topics. What is the research design? This is a plan and structure and strategy of investigations so conceived as to obtain answers to research questions or problems. It includes an outline of what the investigator will do from writing the hypothesis and their operational implications to final analysis of data. According to the Shells, Dutch and Cook, a research design is the arrangement of conditions for collection and analysis of data in a manner that aims to combine relevance to the research purpose with economy in procedure. Research design are the specific procedure involved in the research process, data collection, data analysis, and report writing. Report writing means that writing an article, since you have data, you need to write literature, discussion, implications, and finding and solutions also. We have some important feature of a research design. Firstly, we have a plan. This means that we have to specify the sources and types of information relevant to the research problem. And the second, also strategy. which approach will be used for gathering and analyzing the data. And most studies are done under these two constraints, time and budget. Since we have to get too much issues, for example, how many times for doing research and how much money and funds for our research. This is determinants of for our good research paper. In the presentation, you will see types of quantitative and qualitative research design and their primary use. This is very simple table, but we have to understand one by one for these topics. Firstly, quantitative research design. It is divided intervention and non-intervention research. Quantitative research explain whether an intervention influences an outcome for one group as opposed to another group. And it also associates or relates variables in a predictable pattern for one group or individuals. It also describes trends for a population people. If we get a population of people, we will make a research on survey research. And if we want to explain whether an intervention influences, we will have experimental research or correlational research. The second issue and mostly used is qualitative research design. It explores common experiences of individuals to develop a theory and explore the shape culture of group of people and explore individual stories to describe lives of people. If we aim explore common experiences of individuals to develop a theory, this means grounded research theory. If we wish to understand the shape of culture group of people, we are researching ethnographic research. If we wish to explore individual stories to describe the lives of people, we are doing narrative research. And if we combine both research, this means mixed research methods, qualitative and quantitative. Combining qualitative and quantitative data to best understand and explain a research problem. Our data is mostly guaranteed by good research. Using quantitative and qualitative data for individuals to study education problems that they face their settings. And this divided mixed method and action research. Our research of characteristic is firstly systematic. All steps must be interrelated on to another and agreeing with the principles of logic. This means logical, and conclusions should be based on evidences and observations. This means empirical. Firstly, our research has objectivity. It must answer the research question. Before we make a paper, we firstly designed our research question or hypothesis. And it is replicable and transmittable and quality control. All well-designed and conducted research has potential application. My humble suggestion to you that define our objective question to keep simple. The more variables, the more difficult. We have used all the opportunity related our paper. And during this time, if you are a young researcher or new researcher, you have to get help from your older colleagues and or senior colleagues or experienced research. I am using this style. Sometimes I cannot focus on too complex research, and I am helping for my previous colleagues and experienced colleagues. This is so normal. When we checking the literature review, we have to check our idea is original or not. We have an idea and we have an aim to make a research, but sometimes your aim has been research by previous academics. You have to check on Google Scholar if your paper has been previously published or not. And we have to get articles and read articles and their references. Sorry, Ali Hoca onu aldı. Ha, evet gitti. And we have to read articles and their references. And most of these will be vital when writing up reports, finding gap areas, and find absolute measurement and results, and define objective of the study. Our research, and maybe the simple research, has these topics. Firstly, we choose a subject. Then we have to literature survey regarding our topics, and we define and formulate of specific objective, prepare hypnosis, procuring of suitable apparatus and materials, design of experimental setup, preliminary experiments and execution of the project, and accurate measurements and data collection. And also we have our another steps is making data analysis and error compounding, hypothesis and testing, verification, and results and discussion, generalization, interpretation and drawing conclusion, and preparation of the project report or writing thesis. The process of research, firstly, we have a training of related research. Sometimes you can have an issue in your mind. I have no training regarding making research. Should I start a research? My humble suggestion that you can start a research, but you have to watch video related your area and data analysis. Maybe you can get workshop like this, and you can get help from the senior college. The first issue is question problem. The second is formulate goals on objectives. The third one, plan and design research. The fourth one, generate research results. And the fifth one, interpret results and draw conclusion. In all these issues, we have some topics in during our process. When researchers conduct a study, they proceed through a distinct set of steps. Years ago, these steps were identified as the scientific method of inquiry. Using scientific method, researchers identify a problem that defines goals of research, make a prediction that, if confirmed, resolves the problem, gather data relevant to this prediction, analyze and interpret the data to see if it supports the prediction and resolves the question that initiate the research. As we explained before, our research methodology combines philosophy, approach, strategy, design, data analysis technique, and data collection. This is too much division, subdivision in also subtopics. We have to follow the research process through quantitative and qualitative, making research problem, literature review, research question, and qualitative and quantitative research designs. I would like to focus on, in all this process, we have to make a sampling, instruments, data analysis, interpretation, and finally, we have, when we get our reports, this means articles and research, we have to discussion, conclusion, limitation, and future research. And All authors should directly involve in entire study. Article is free from plagiarism and should follow the ethics. And in research topics, it generally includes introduction and statement of the problem, review of literature, and statement of the hypothesis and research objective, theoretical resume, description of research design, description experimental design, description of measurement and data analysis and error compounding, presentation of results, discussion, conclusion, limitation, implication, and suggestion for future work, acknowledgement, references cited, and appendices. Type of research, application, pure and applied research, finding solution for immediate problems facing a society and industry, concerned with generalization and formulation of a theory, quantitative and qualitative, the types of research mode, quantitative measurement of quantity or amount, qualitative concerned with qualitative phenomena. And based on research objective, the topic is composed exploratory or formulatory research and descriptive research and diagnostic research and hypothesis testing research. Characteristic of research: systematic, logical, empirical, reductive, and replicable. Our research, pure and applied research, exploratory or formulatory research, descriptive research, diagnostic, evolution, action research, experimental, analytical, historical, surveys, or case study. We need, and purpose of study is that our paper helps in smooth sailing of research process. It saves the money, manpower, and materials. Our paper has to help researcher for advanced planning and avoids duplication and helps to modify the research if any difficulties and gives reality of the research. Research design process, topic selection and problem, framing research design, framing sampling design, collecting data, analysis, editing, coding, and writing research report. If we wish to make a good research, this is related theory grounded. We always add a theory in our paper. It is related with mostly environment, and it has feasibility of implementation, redundancy, and efficient. It should be flexible, it should be economical and unbiased, fulfill the objective of research, be more appropriate to all the aspects of research, and guide us achieve correct results and provide scientific base of this research, and also facilitate to complete the research work within the stipulated time. And research design process, selection of research topic or problem, framing research design and sampling design, collecting of data, data analysis, editing, coding, processing, preservation, and writing research report. Our research provides a blueprint of research. It limits the boundaries of research activities. It enables investigation to anticipate potential problems. And we save our references when doing research. To better record too many references, we can use some computer-based issues. And maybe we can analyze the literature. Firstly, start with purpose of study and reviews, synopsis of the content, and research design or methods used in the study, and brief review of findings. Some people construct a table of info to make it easier to organize their thoughts. As we organize our review, integrate findings and elicited from note-taking or table-making process. We have some questions to consider in our literature review. What do we already know, for example, in the immediate area concerned? What is the characteristic of key concepts or the main factors? And what the research design or methods seem unsatisfactory? We have some tips. I would like to finalize my speech. So sorry for taking your time. We consult with a librarian for resource recommendation and use them. We have looked at the reviews in completed dissertation and reports from our program to get an idea of the formats and requirements. Firstly, when we doing research, we have to always ask ourselves, is the topic manageable? I think. When we check the peer-reviewed journals, it is a common source of literature. Published journal articles require an editorial board to review the work, make corrections, and determine if it can be published. The work has been reviewed, edited, critiqued, and corrected. Thank you so much for listening to me. This is a very small time, but if you have too much time, I highlight deeply for each topic. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear.
My dears.
Sorry, dear, but I cannot hear your voice.
Okay. Yep. Good. One test. One.
Yes, that is great.
Yeah, audible. Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful sharing, my dear sister. That's really interesting topic to support the postgraduate student program and also some resources in this forum. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite you to the audiences to give your question. Kindly share you may feel free to type in the chat box or raise your hand, please. Okay, we have one question from the floor, dear professor. How do you identify the most suitable journal for submitting your research to maximize its impact and visibility while ensuring alignment with the journal scope?
Thank you so much, my dearest brother, and also the dear participants, the great question. This is a big problem for us. Sometimes we have a good paper with a high quality. We send a good journal, but it can be desk rejected. You know, I think desk rejected means that the first rejected process without any review comments. It firstly rejected by editors or associate editors. This is not a good process for an academics. But after my some experiences related sending a journal, having a desk rejected, and the second time, the fifth, fourth, or most more, I have a humble suggestion and experience like this. The most idea for getting a rejection that my paper isn't related to topic theme and also topic interested. Firstly, I have a paper related job performance, but the journal's theme is management. It is not the main focusing areas. We can face these issues when we get rejection. So my first suggestion for that, you have to choose the journals. Firstly, identifying and suitability with your topics and also with your keywords. If it is not mainly related, and also it is not mainly have a good relation with your subtopics of the journals, you probably get rejection from the journals. The second issue also, we have some reputable publisher like Emerald, Vilay, Sage, Elsevier. In their database, there is a very good journals, and I am choosing from these of them. I am following some reputable researcher in my social media, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and I am checking their last publication and updates, which journal I have to be choose related to my topic. And then I am also following a special issue on the LinkedIn's or also on the Facebooks. Sometimes it is more useful on WhatsApp group. For example, my last publication in sustainability is comes me on my WhatsApp group. I saw a special issue and connect with the special issue editor and get discounts from him. And then the process has been also continue. I would like to say that you have to follow all updates related journals and also publishers and also editors. They are promoting their journals. And finally, if you have a good paper, the good paper means that unfortunately, during this time, has to firstly trendy topics and trendy analysis. We are using mixed method. Not only it is not enough to choose a qualitative method with smart PSL analysis. We have to choose mixed method, correlational, intercorrelational, CPNS analysis, or others one, I would like to say. You have to choose very complex and mixed methods composed of two or three of them. If you have any question, you can connect me on my social media and on my email. We can make a research and we can do something academically. Thank you so much, dearest brother, for giving me this question. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So one more question. There's
Yes.
sister. I think you will read in the chat box. I think the question come from Dr. Hanafi Pelu. He typed that, for example, we have designed our research instrument are suitable with our topic, but when we arrive at the place that we want to take research, the situation and the characteristic of the informant are different with our expectation. So the question is, do researchers have to redraft the research instrument or continue the research?
Yes, thank you so much, dearest brother. This is also another good topics. And this is a problem for many researchers to start a research. But when we are the middle stage of our research, or maybe it is time to finalize our research, it can be changed. I think firstly, finding a journal or special issue before start a topic, or start a topic related our area, and after we finalize our paper and find the topic, is a very critical and most has a discussion related of this. Some academics say that we firstly find an idea, and in my presentation, I am supporting to this, finding an idea, making a research, and finding a journal like this. But redraft research is not ethical for many academics lines and also journals. So my suggestion is that do your research in very soon time, not in 5 or 6 months. Sometimes we can have too much jobs in our life, and also our special life. It's so hard for us to make a research, but you can go step by step for the article. And also you can choose a good team of member related research. It is very important. All friends and all colleagues in your team has to contribute in same level. If you are doing too much, you will be the first author, and the other ones all the second, fourth, or fifth, or sixth. But you have to choose your team with a very successful, not successful, but hard worker researcher. It is too much important. My suggestion is that you have to finish your paper in a soon time. You maybe mostly in 2 or 3 months, I think. This paper doesn't take too much time. After this, we have to redraft our research again and again, and this will continue in all research. You have this discipline like this. Thank you so much for this question.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. That's really insightful there, sister. One more question from from my side there, sister.
Thank
Okay, if I
you.
read your CV, that's really interesting and motivate me myself to write more and more. There are
Thank
three elements of your publication: book chapter, and also article journal. So, is it? My question is are there any differentiation strategy and also the structuring of manuscript among these publication book
you.
chapters and also journal article journal? Thank you.
Yes. I would like to I would like to take a perspective firstly from myself and from my rectors. Since my rectors, I think maybe your rectors has thinking differently. Since in university there is too much international index. For example, you know that QS index, university index, and this is mostly related with academic stuff in your university, publication quality. Unfortunately, in most index, the books, for example, not repeatable publishers like Springer or maybe Emeralds, I think. cannot be included this index, but many articles can be included this this university rankings. So in my university, maybe also you have, if you as a university, if you wish to have a high degree between other universities in the world, your academic staff has more reputable publications with some indexing and with some QS rankings. For example, your paper has to be Q1, Q2, I think, and indexed in SSCI and at worst as Scopus. After this, your university ranking has increased immediately. So my university and my rector wish to make a research article, not book chapter. It is not sympathetic for many university administration, since we cannot get university index in the world. But having books and book chapters has a meaningful impact around the world. For example, sustainable development, women empowerment, the ethics of artificial intelligence and robots is a great topics, and we will transform to our generations, to our children's, to a great and important issues with books and book chapters. Since we know that maybe in the after 100 years, the internet and also all the data won't be with us, but all books will be with us. The history shows that around the ancient history, for example, Egyptians and also Assyrians and other civilizations has contributed too much information via books. So books so important for us. We cannot assume and underestimate this. And I think we, in our 21st century, the having a good academician, unfortunately, means that having a reputable papers and articles in your area. I hope I can answer your question, dearest brother.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a really honor to have Professor Dr. Gulmairam. And also, I think this is a part of our institute, our university commitment, and also as a part of the memorandum of understanding a couple weeks ago. And hopefully, in the short time, we can visit between Sinop University and Universitas Negeri Makassar
Yes.
in the future, inshallah. Thank you so
Inshallah.
much again. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
my
Thank you.
dear sister.
Thank you, dearest brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to next session. We have uh, we have uh, esteemed the speaker, Dr. Abdul Ghafur. Dr. Abdul Ghafur is an associate professor of language teaching, humanities, and social science of IAIN Madura, Institute Agama Islam Negeri Madura. And he is also the Vice Dean 1 for Faculty of Education, and 20 years as a lecturer, Doctor of Philosophy on English language teaching and literature, and also Doctor of Sociology. So a double doctor. Beside, he is also the chief editor-in-chief in Okara Journal of Language and Literature. That's the Sinta Dua. And as a reviewer in several journals in Indonesia and also in some international journals. He wrote some books and articles in language teaching and literature that already published since 2004. And beside that, He is also an assessor of National Accreditation Institution of Senin High School in East Java. Besides Vice Dean of Education and Faculty, he also the President of Indonesian Education Share to Care Volunteer and also Director of Patola Palalo Publishing and Director of IAY Madura Press. He also Head of Academic Writing and Publication Cibastra, Indonesia. And he got some honor from the several global institutions and NGOs around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's invite Associate Professor Dr. Abdul Ghafur from IAIN Madura. The floor is yours, my dear brother.
Thank you, Dr. Andi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam terkata.
Yeah, it is such a kind of an honor for me joining this kind of great events. Thank you, Dr. Andi, that already invited me joining with discussing a kind of good theme with all the scholars that's already joined in this kind of conference. First of all, I would like to share my screen or so. Yeah, it's a little bit different with the speakers that talk about technically dealing with their methodology of research. In this case, I'm going to share with you dealing with a global collaboration in language teachings, innovation in cross-border research. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as already explained by Dr. Andi, I've jumped up to the first slide. Okay, I'm talking about the importance of language teaching in a globalized at first. We already know that global collaboration in language teaching fosters innovation by bringing together educators, researchers, and institutions across borders to exchange ideas, resources, and also methodologies. This kind of collaboration support the development of diverse language teaching strategies, blending that kind of cultural perspective to create more inclusive and adaptable curricula. Okay, in a globalist world, language teaching is crucial for fostering effective communication across borders, enabling people to engage meaningfully in both personal and also professional contexts. Language skill here breed diverse population allows individuals to understand different perspectives, collaborate internationally, and build stronger global connection. While language learning also promote cultural appreciation as learners gain insight into custom, values, histories, and also other countries which build empathy, respect, and open-mindedness. This kind of cultural awareness is essential for fostering inclusive societies and is a key component of international cooperation. Beyond this kind of communication and cultural appreciation, language learning offers significant cognitive benefit, enhancing memory, problem-solving skill, and also mental flexibility. In this case, students show that bilingual or multilingual individuals often perform better in multitasking and exhibit higher credibility. Additionally, language proficiency provide a competitive edge in the job market as employees, increasingly candidates who can navigate multicultural environment and communicate with global clients. Okay, on the challenge traditional language education approach, there are 4 items that going to discuss here. For the first one, a lack of engagement, outdated material, teaching-centric approach, emphasis on grammar. This kind of item could be search, could be that's a kind of good research. Okay, on the traditional language education face significant challenge in a meeting the dynamic needs of today's learners, often resulting in reduced engagement and limited real-world language application. One key issue is the lack of engagement Traditional methods rely heavily on rote learning and repetition, which can lead to boredom and disinterest, especially when students cannot see the practical relevance of the language itself. This disengagement, motivations, and consequently language attention as the students struggle to connect what they learn with the real life communication need. Well, another limitation in the use of audit material, which can fall to reflect contemporary language use, such kind of idioms or cultural context, leaving students under-prepared for actual interaction. Additionally, the traditional language classes are often teacher-centric, where instructors dominate the learning environment, leaving limited space for active students' participation. This kind of approach does not encourage learners to experiment with language or develop confidence in speaking and listening. Finally, the heavy emphasis on grammar over communication skill lead to focus on rule rather than fluency. Students become proficient in constructing sentences, but they lack ability to engage in natural conversation, resulting in a gap between theoretical knowledge and practical language use. Now, on the rise of non-online and hybrid language learning, the rise of online and hybrid language learning has been significantly accelerated by the impact of COVID-19, which forced educational institutions worldwide to adopt remote learning model almost overnight. As the classroom moved online, language educators quickly adapted their kind of method, integrating video conferencing, language app, and interactive digital platform to maintain instruction. This kind of shift highlighted the effectiveness and flexibility of online learning for language acquisition, allowing students to learn at their own pace and engage with interactive multimedia resources that traditional classroom often lack. Many institutions now recognize online and hybrid learning as valuable long-term option for language education as we know for today. It is also a sign of setting of our research for today's and for the futures. And next, the rapid shift also underscore the importance of robust supporting infrastructures, including the stable internet access, digital literacy, and also user-friendly platform for effective online language learning. Countries and also institutions invested heavily in upgrading technology. I mean, technology on infrastructure itself, expanding high-speed internet access and ensuring students had the necessary devices to participate in virtual classes as we done for today. In this case, AI-powered language practice and also real-time feedback making online language education more engaging and effective. This kind of foundational infrastructure have paved the way for a more sustainable and resilient model of language learning by combining the strength of both in-person and digital instruction to meet diverse learners' needs. Okay, now on the bridging on culture divide through virtual exchange, as we know that this kind of virtual exchange are becoming an essential tool for bridging culture divides, enabling students from diverse backgrounds to interact them and also learn from each other in real time. As today, we already learned by sisters of mine from Gul Ekombeirans and also the others speakers, Dr. Saidna and others. So in this case, in a real time, by structuring online dialogue, collaborative project, and intercultural discussion, the participants here gain first-hand exposure to different perspectives, tradition, and also lifestyle without needing to travel this exchange. Okay, and then something that we could done by joining this kind of event will be talk about the collaborative research itself, leveraging global perspective. The collaborative research that leverage global perspective allow scholars and educators to address complex challenges from a broader, more inclusive viewpoint by working across borders. By working across borders, researchers bring together diverse experience, insight, and also methodologies, which enrich the research process and enhance the relevance and impact of finding. This kind of approach is a particularly beneficial in a field like language education, social science, and also technology, where understanding the cultural, regional, and also socioeconomic nuance is essential for comprehensive analysis. And the collaborative research fosters a more holistic understanding of the global issues, with team members contributing insight from their unique cultural and academic background, ultimately resulting in innovative solutions that resonate with a wider audience. In addition to enriching knowledge, global collaboration in research is greatly facilitated by digital tools and platforms that support seamless communication and data sharing. Also, on the virtual meeting software for today, such kind of Zoom, StreamYard, Google Meet, and others, it will be such kind of collaborative platform and shared database allow researchers to coordinate across time zone, analyzing data collectively, and even conduct joint experiment. This tool minimize geographical barriers, making such kind of global collaboration that makes more accessibility and more efficient. This tool minimizes geographical barriers, making global collaboration more accessible and also efficient. Such kind of partnership also open doors for funding opportunity and resource sharing, which are particularly valuable for researchers in the regions with limited access to academic resources. By pooling expertise and resources, collaborative research projects not only enhance the rigor and scope of the work, but also contribute to building a truly interconnected academic community. Okay, now take a look on the best practice in designing multilingual virtual classroom. Yeah, by designing this kind of multilingual virtual classroom effectively requires practices that promote inclusivity, accessibility, and also engagement across diverse language background. One key approach is integrating language support tools such as the real-time translation features, multilingual glossaries, and also subtitles that help students feel comfortable and understood. Yeah, and understood regardless of their primary language, by creating material that are available in multiple language or using a simple. This kind of clear language can also enhance comprehension. Additionally, this kind of designing interactive and visually supported content like image, videos, and also icons that help convey meaning without relying solely on text, making such kind of lesson accessible to learners of all proficiency level. Well, ladies and gentlemen, another best practice is fostering a cultural, inclusive environment that values each student's linguistic background. Educators can encourage students to share aspects of their own language and culture by creating collaborative, multicultural learning that strengthen community and empathy, group work, and also peer-to-peer interaction, and also essential allowing students to learn from one another language skill and also cultural insight. Okay, while on the intercultural competence and preparing students for the future dealing with the research, the first one we talk about in understanding cultural diversity, cultivating empathy, and then adaptability and flexibility, and also intercultural problem solving. Okay, on this kind of item, the intercultural competence is essential for preparing students to thrive in a globally connected, where understanding and evolving cultural diversity can enhance both personal and professional interaction by building an awareness of cultural diversity. Students in this case learn to appreciate the different belief, practice, and also perspective that shape global societies, This foundational knowledge helps students recognize and challenge stereotype, encouraging a mindset of openness and respect toward others. When students understand cultural diversity, they are better equipped to navigate diverse setting. While under cultivating empathy is another key component, as it allows students to understand situation from others' perspective, fostering meaningful and respectful communication. In addition, developing adaptability and flexibility helps students adjust their behavior, expectation, and communication style in response. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on the scaling effective cross-border language programs, in this case, we have to understand first on the use of technology, that strong partnership and sustainable funding. So by this kind of item, there are so many kind of subject that could study together. I mean, we could done some kind of research project. Okay. Now, and then overcome technological and logistic barriers. Okay. In this case, we focus on the use of technology, the strong partnership and sustainable funding. Yeah. Leveraging technology is a key to expand access and making language learning more flexible across border. In this case, digital platform and also language learning apps allow for interactive. Now, funding opportunities for global language research. There are so many kind of grants that already offered by government, institutional partnership, and also non-profit initiative or NGO. But in this case, we are has that kind of little information how to get the funds. Okay, other funding opportunities for global language research come from various sources. It's supporting research that advance linguistic, educational, and also cultural knowledge. On an international scale, that government grants are one of the primary sources, with many government invested in research that foster cross-cultural understanding and language acquisition, which can strengthen international relations and economic ties. This kind of grant often fund studies that address pressing issues such kind of language preparations, language learning innovation, and also multilingualism role in the global communication. I mean, well, national and also regional education department, as well as cultural agencies, frequently offer grants that encourage collaboration between domestic and international researchers, fostering diverse perspective in language studies. Also, in this institutional partnership provide such kind of another avenue for funding, allowing universities, research centers, and also language institute to pool resource and also expertise. This partnership often involve joint research initiative, such kind of exchange program, and also collaborative project that bring together researchers from different regions to explore, sharing linguistic challenge, and also goal institution may also establish to co-funding agreement where each partner contributes financially to support research, data collection, and also publication effort. And the last one, non-profit initiative also play such kind of crucial role with many non-government organizations or NGO, and a foundation prioritizing project that promote language education, such kind of linguistic diversity, and also intercultural communication. Okay, through such kind of a mix of government, institutional, and also non-profit funding, researchers can access the resource needed to drive impactful language research on global scale. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on the fostering institutional partnership cross-border is essential for advancing global research by sharing knowledge, improving educational practices. A key foundations for successful cross-border collaboration is building trust. Building trust between institutions. In this case, trust is developed through consistent, transparent communication, mutual respect for each institution goal and resources, and an understanding for each partner culture and organizational contact. This kind of trust ensures that both parties feel secure in sharing ideas, resources, and also intellectual property, which is such kind of vital for long period and effectiveness of their partnership. Well, the collaborative research is another critical aspect of this partnership. When institutions from different countries work together on research projects, they bring diverse perspective methodologies, such kind of an expertise that enrich the research process and outcome. Join such kind of research initiative enable the exploration of complex global issues and also such a language acquisition, multilingualism, and also intercultural communication that require a range of viewpoint and expertise. This kind of partnership often lead to shared publication, conference, and also presentation, increasingly the benefit, the visibility, and also impact of the research itself. What about the institutional alignment? It is also important for ensuring that the partnership is sustainable and mutually beneficial. This kind of alignment involves identifying common goals, academic priorities, and also strategic direction that guide the partnership activities. For example, institutions may align their effort to focus on specific linguistic, focusing specific linguistic research areas, educational practices, and also global challenge that both parties are invested in. By aligning resources, curricula, and also research objective, institutions can maximize the impact of their collaboration, while ensuring that both sides are equally committed to partnership success. Why? Take a look on the roadmap, trend, and future direction. In this case, the future of language education and research is shaped by several key trends that redefining how we approach learning, teaching, cross-border collaboration, expanding global reach is a primary trend with advancement in digital platforms such as today. Also, communication technology is making language learning more accessible to people worldwide. This kind of trend allows institutions to break down geographical and also financial barriers, providing opportunities for learners in remote or underserved region to access high-quality language instruction as the global connectivity improves. Institutions in this case are increasingly focusing on creating content that cater to diverse linguistic needs by reaching learners across continents and also cultures. So in this case, personalized learning also another transformative trend which technology and data-driven insight enable tailored educational experience. So this kind of adaptive learning, learning platform, students can learn at their own pace, focusing on areas that need improvement and receiving instant. While the trend itself immerse experience in revolutionizing language learning with some kind of virtual reality, augmented reality, and also another innovative technology that creating immerse. Well, ladies and gentlemen, finally, we come up on this kind of item after we finishing our research project. Okay, we are come up to publish our article. You have to be remembered as a master degree, PhD degree, get funding, get promoted. It will be your personal reason for publishing. But in this case, you have to be remember that the editors, reviewers, and also research community will not consider this reason when assessing your work. Again, the researcher community will not consider this reason when assessing your work. So in this case, you have to prepare your article. You have to prepare your research report with as good as possible. As Dr. Said Nasid, we have to hinder that kind of plagiarism in others. As Guru Erkam said that knowing about how the methodology should be prepare as good as possible. Next, one thing that you have to do, okay, the important thing that you have to know when we are going to talk about on the publication, sorry. Okay. We have to think about this one when we are going to publish your article. Okay. The first one, we are going to visit the OJS, the Open Journal System. In this case, you have to make sure which journal that you are going to publish your article. Your research article. By visiting this kind of OJS, you have knowing the scope of the journal. Make sure the scope you already read at the first time. The mistake that already, or not already, it often happen for the researchers. They directly write the article, the research article, but they never know which journal that they are going to publish. Really, that the scope and also the focus is the same with the journals. And then knowing the author guideline and also the template. Something that already happened is they automatically write without knowing their OJS itself, without knowing the scope of the journal itself, without knowing the authors and also the guideline. By knowing this one, by knowing the 3 items, the visiting OJS, knowing the scope of the journal, and also author guideline as a template, then we start to write. Don't be able to write without doing the 3 items here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on the first one, after we knowing all the item here, then we try to prepare our article. The construction of article, we are knowing the template, knowing the technical detail, we are knowing the author's guidelines, the aim, audience, what articulation. It will be the tradition of the journal itself. And then knowing the author guideline, knowing the scope, and also submit in the OJS. Okay. Well, something that okay. Yeah, something that's already happened in the use of article that composed by writer will be on this one. Okay. Wait a moment. Okay. It will be the composition that often used in writings, a composition of an article. The first one we call is IMRAT, introduction, method, result, discussion, also conclusion. So in this case, for the first one, the major aspect of the entire papers. The second one on the introduction, make sure you have to provide the question, explain the significance. And then describing your method, gathering information of explaining your resources, information, both primary and secondary ones. And then the result, describe what you found out from your research. The last one, explain the significance of your research finding. And then, make some kind of conclusion as you already done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all my presentation. I back to Dr. Andi. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful sharing, my dearest brother. Really insightful and informative presentation for us, especially the strategy and the structure of manuscript that is suitable for the submitted to the reputable journal. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are move to the next section is question and answer session. Kindly type in the chat box or raise your hand. The host and the co-host will unmute it, you. Please, mungkin ada yang ingin ditanyakan Bapak dan Ibu. Boleh berbahasa Indonesia. Silakan. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, we have one question, my dears brother. So, how to formulate the research standard, for example, skripsi, thesis, disertasi, to structuring become the article. Jadi mungkin bagaimana tesis yang setebal begitu, disertasi yang setebal bagaimana, kemudian di structuring menjadi hanya mungkin maksimal 7.000 sampai 10.000 kata menjadi sebuah artikel publikasi. Ini yang mungkin menjadi permasalahan yang ada di beberapa mahasiswa. Oke, thank you so much.
Is it possible to use Bahasa Indonesia since the question is knowing about the difference between thesis, dissertation, and also research papers? Boleh Bang Andi ya?
Yes.
Okay. For the first one, we talk about the research paper, I mean skripsi, yeah, and also thesis and then dissertations. Come up with the first one, okay? When talking about the research paper then by bachelor's, it will be typically completed for bachelor degree. Then it is focusing on applying research method to explore some kind of specific topic. This kind of research is often guided by a supervisor, but the scope is narrower than a thesis or dissertation. Well, come up to the thesis, we are going to focus on the completed for master degree, involves that kind of more independent research and is usually more comprehensive than a skripsi. It will be requires on original contribution or deeper exploration into that kind of academic problem or questions, while dissertation will be more completed for some kind of doctoral PhD degree, represent original independent research and contributes new knowledge to the field, and also requires a significant level of expertise. When the question is dealing with how to make some kind of to minimize the dissertation, the thesis, and also the research paper into a small item, some kind of research article based, article for a journal publication. I already explained in the last of my material. Okay, in the last of my material, let me share again and again. Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. So in this case, when we are constructing some kind of an article, we already have some kind of guideline. Okay. The guideline will be IMRAT here. So it will be stand for introductions, methods, result, discussion, and also conclusions. Okay. When we talk about kind of an article, we are going to open with some kind of paper title. So a good title will be really something that's very crucial in an article. And then by designing an abstract, okay, the abstract, the major aspect of the entire papers. So in this case, the whole the whole paper will be included in some kind of abstract. And then the second one, knowing about the introduction. In this case, the writer should be provide the research question, explain the significant, and also the research gap, yeah, and also the research gap. So in this case, they have to explain more detail dealing with the introduction itself. And then on the method, the writers, the authors should be described this kind of method, what kind of method of the research they're going to use. Okay, explaining yourself, information dealing with the research setting, the subject, and also the instrument used and others. Okay, and also how to analyze the data by using some kind of statistical description and others. Okay, and then the result will be talk about describing what you found out from your research. Okay, try to make sure that all the data will be compressed in some kind of pieces that as a detail as possible, and then explain the significance of your finding on the conclusion. Okay, that's one. Yeah, I think that's all. So in this case, by knowing, yeah, in this case by knowing the characteristic of the article, I'm so sure all the authors will be knowing how to conduct a kind of research article. In this case, make sure you often to what's that joining in open journal system. Okay, after that, knowing yeah, something that is very very simple. Open the template, yeah, open the template. Ya, pastikan buka template, insya Allah sudah bisa itu. Oke, saya
Yeah.
kembali ke Bang Andi. Terima kasih, Bang.
Thank you so much, my this brother, for your insightful presentation and sharing. Jadi ini langsung dari Chief Editor Okara Jurnal Sinta 2. Jadi ini sharingnya langsung mengenai. Thank you so much. No, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, just gentle reminder to all participants that please take a moment to confirm your attendance by completing the attendance form the following text in the chat box, and your prompt response is greatly appreciated. Jadi jangan lupa diisi absennya Bapak dan Ibu semua. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again to Associate Professor Dr. Abdul Ghafur from IAI Madura. Send our regard to your family and also the big family of the Share to Care Volunteer of Indonesia. Persiapan mungkin berjalan ke Tuban ya, Bang ya?
Yap, insya Allah sebentar lagi, 5 menit lagi.
Siap. Terima kasih banyak. Thank you so much. And then safe driving, my dear brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are really sorry for the coming from adjunct Professor Dr. Luis Cardoso from the Portugal. Just now he messaged me that like this. I'm writing. I'm reading his message. I'm having some technical difficulties here to solve, and I can't be online. Please forgive me for this inconvenience, and hope you can understand this constraint. Please explain to your esteemed rector, and I cannot join online and hope to be with you next time. Once again, I'm sorry for this situation. I can't solve to be able to participate. Please understand, my dear brother. I do really apologize because I always honor my commitment and have the utmost respect for you, your university, our collaboration and friendship. Please accept my apologize again and again, and we will meet again soon in the next conference, my dear brother. Ada permohonan maaf dari Dr. Luis, ladies and gentlemen, bahwa ada technical issue. Sama tadi Prof. Like Raskopa Oktaberlina, beliau saat ini berada di Prancis, yang waktu WITA lebih cepat 7 jam dari waktu Prancis. Nah, pada saat beliau tadi buka laptop, katanya blue screen langsung hang. Dan pada saat dia tadi waktunya itu tepat jam setengah 7 waktu di Prancis tadi. Jadi permohonan maaf. Sebelum saya tutup, saya punya trik tersendiri Bapak dan Ibu untuk menulis menggunakan AI. Mungkin saya ambil 10 menit sedikit ya Bapak dan Ibu semua. Eh, saya kemarin punya taktik punya motivasi bahwa one day one juice, one day three chapters, and 3 days one article. Itu yang saya punya slogan. Jadi eh memaknai kemarin saya sempat ikut BIMTEK di UI, di Faculty of Computer Science and Robotics Universitas Indonesia. Jadi di sana kita mencoba berkomunikasi dengan robot. Jadi the only one tool the Professor Wisnu introduced to us, and that's I think that's not the new one. Itu bukan hal baru. Hanya menggunakan satu alat saja, ya namanya ChatGPT. Sering kita gunakan, tetapi promptingnya yang kadang kita salah. Berkomunikasi dengan robot berbeda dengan berkomunikasi dengan manusia. Jadi logikanya seperti ini, Bapak dan Ibu. Ketika kita berbicara dengan robot, kita katakan mungkin belikan saya gas. Harapan kita adalah gas melon 3 kilo, apa yang 3 kilogram, belinya di depan rumah. Namun kemudian karena kita hanya peruntingkan belikan saya gas, maka robot itu pergi beli gas di luar kabupaten, yang datang itu gas warna biru. Memang namanya gas, tapi ekspektasi kita tidak sesuai. Begitupun juga berbicara dengan robot. Kalau berbicara dengan robot itu adalah ada udang di atas piring, bukan ada udang di balik batu. Jadi robot tidak memahami memaknai namanya bahasa-bahasa majas, tetapi robot itu lebih bagaimana to the point. Jadi apapun yang kita instruksikan pasti dia jawab. Jadi seperti itu. Contohnya begini, coba saya perlihatkan secara sederhana sekali. Nanti mudah-mudahan kita bisa bertemu di beberapa forum-forum lainnya, Bapak dan Ibu semua. Insya Allah di IAIN Palopo saya ada materi tanggal 22 sampai tanggal 24 untuk sharing academic writing di IAIN Palopo insya Allah minggu depan. Izin saya share hal yang sangat sederhana, that very simple I think. Okay, so the screen like this one. When we are trying to start, jadi pertanyaan pertama kadang kalau kita ingin menulis, apa yang saya mau tulis? Jadi kita harus bercerita, menceritakan kira-kira ini siapa kita, apa tujuan kita, dan kira-kira bagaimana detailnya. For example, we want to try uh, to take the good title for the publication in the reputable journal. For example, this one. Saya adalah seorang mahasiswa program doktor S3 pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Saya sedang oke ya. Saya sedang melakukan penelitian terkait hubungan antara bahasa ibu dengan bahasa ibu, budaya, dan pengajaran bahasa asing. Dalam hal ini adalah bahasa Inggris. Oke? Bantu saya merumuskan judul yang kekinian sebanyak 3 yang sangat cocok untuk target publikasi di jurnal bereputasi dalam bahasa Inggris. Oke, coba kita lihat perbedaannya. Ketika kita bagaimana komunikasi kita. Jadi kemarin kan kalau ketika kita melakukan instruksi komunikasi dengan robot, kita langsung saja buatkan begini, sehingga mereka tidak apa ya, robot tidak mengetahui. Coba kalau kita lihat judulnya yang luar biasa. Yang pertama adalah the interplay of the mother tongue, cultural identity, and English language teaching, bridging linguistic and pedagogical gaps in multicultural context. Luar biasa, unik, dan mungkin apa ya? Yeah, and the second title that the ChatGPT provide to us is Mother Tongue Influence and Cultural Perspective in English Language Teaching, EFL Pedagogy, a pathway to inclusive teaching practices. And the last, Cultural Mediation in English Language Education, examining the role of mother tongue in enhancing learn outcomes. Unik, bukan lagi developing, increasing, dan lain sebagainya. Nah, ini yang sangat sederhana ya, Bapak dan Ibu semua. Nah, sekarang ini judulnya sudah ada. Nah, coba kita ambil yang judul terakhir. Ini. Oke. Nah, biasanya misalkan research base. Biasanya tadi yang Dr. Gafur has explained to us apa ya, bagian-bagian umum dalam publikasi artikel. Biasanya structuring-nya ada IMRET, Introduction, Method, Result, and Discussion. Ada IMRET-nya. Nah, kita tinggal memahami, memaknai di bagian introduction itu apa sih sebenarnya? Di ChatGPT tidak paham konsepnya, sehingga we have to apa ya, lead the ChatGPT and instruct ChatGPT. Misalkan bantu 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 buatkan 300 apa bisa 500 kata ya in English ya. Bantu buatkan 500 kata in English uh, full untuk ya, untuk bagian in introduction ya, introduction, judul artikel berikut ini. Oke ya, berikut ini yang ya, yang terdiri dari ya, apa ya, kalau coba saya lihat dulu, yang terdiri dari sebentar, lihat ya, mana ya, bentar Bapak dan Ibu. Biasanya itu
Terdiri dari tujuan,
ya
metode.
ya ada biasanya masing-masing penelitian punya gaya
Iya,
tersendiri,
benar,
masing-masing
benar.
eh, masing-masing model penelitian, dan bahkan juga dari target jurnal juga punya gaya sendiri. Misalkan di
Riset
apa ya?
gap-nya, riset
Ya,
gap-nya,
biasanya di pendahuluan itu ada general
riset
background-nya.
gap,
Ada
teori
general
gap,
background dari general background biasanya. Yang kedua adalah ada specific background, specific background. Lalu kemudian ada knowledge gap,
knowledge gap,
no, knowledge gap, gap. Berikutnya ada
teori,
terakhir here we show.
riset gap.
Biasanya itu ada ringkasan. Here we go biasanya. Itu ada here we go. Oke, biasanya nih. Ini kita lihat dulu cara promptingnya. Oke, ini saya berdasarkan kebetulan saya ini berdasarkan pengalaman, kebetulan alhamdulillah dalam kurung 8 bulan saya ada lolos 67 book chapter Scopus ya sementara proses sinkronisasi di IG Global. Ini hanya saya pakai proses pengalaman. Ini kalau misalkan kita terima, kalau kita misalkan ini kayaknya mesti kurang seru. Boleh kita instruksikan more length and academic. Oke? Oke. Ini nanti dihilangkan general backgroundnya dan sebagainya. Ini sudah terkonsep. Giliran untuk nanti referensinya kita bawa ke Jenny.ai. Setelah Jenny.ai baru dibawa ke tadi yang apa yang bebas itu ataukah di Quillbot untuk proses proses humanize-nya. Nah, ini kayak sudah background-nya sudah jadi, introduction sudah jadi dan seterusnya. Tinggal ya kita tinggal mengarahkan Bapak dan Ibu semua, mengarahkan ChatGPT pada konsep yang ada. Karena ChatGPT tidak akan belum begitu memahami misalkan introduction itu apa isinya pada konteks jenis penelitian apa, lalu kemudian masuk ke literature review, lalu kemudian masuk ke metodologi, masuk ke result discussion. Perlu juga disampaikan bahwa ChatGPT itu bisa mengelola data sekarang. Jadi misalkan Bapak dan Ibu ada data Excel, tinggal diupload, disuruh diinstruksikan untuk mengelola data berdasarkan mungkin SPSS atau dan sebagainya, sudah bisa. Langsung dengan chart, tabel dan apa dia akan sajikan dengan lengkap dan luar biasa. Itu kemarin hasil diskusi dengan tim riset dari Faculty of Computer Science and Robotics di Universitas Indonesia beberapa bulan yang lalu. Udah sekitar 5 hari kemarin sharing di sana. Mungkin itu sedikit Bapak dan Ibu untuk sharing pada hari ini yang luar biasa. Thank you so much for you coming here, especially untuk beberapa pimpinan yang hadir pada hari ini. Thank you so much for your support and for your guidance for this event. Thank you so much. Just remind that kindly fill the attendance list in the chat box, and then this evening we will send you the appreciation of certificate for you coming in our event. Thank you so much for this for your wonderful coming and distinguished speaker, honored guests, and all the participants. As we come to the conclusion of this workshop, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to all our speakers for their exceptional presentation, for sharing their invaluable expertise. Dr. Gulbayram, Dr. Said Nasul Fikar Aswar bin Tahir LCMPD, Dr. Abdul Ghafur, and two other speaker, Professor Lika Rascopa and then Professor Luis Cardoso from Portugal. Your insight have provided us with the critical knowledge and strategy for excellencing in our research, planning, and publication in the international journal. And then we would also like to thank all the participants for your active engagement and through provoking question which have enriched our discussion right now in this workshop. We hope this session have been both inspiring and practical, equipping with the tool necessary to elevate your academic writing and publication offending to international standard, especially for the graduate program and the postgraduate program, doctoral program in State University of Makassar. Thank you once again for your participation. We look forward to seeing you in the future event. Have productive day ahead. Nasrul minallah wa fathul qarib wa basyir mu'minin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Ustaz.
Thank you, Dr. Randi and all of the speakers.